all people with tattoos belong to a cult or a club. That's what I had an older lady say to me yesterday. So I'm sitting in my office doing my work, not paying attention, and this older woman, now listen, she's like in her 70s. She is very, very old school Catholic religion. She walks in and she happened to see, here I'm going to see if I can show you, this tattoo that's on my leg for my grandbabies. And she says, "Oh, I didn't know you had tattoos." Now, I have them all over, like on both sides. I have them on my thighs. I said, "Oh yeah, I have a bunch." I said, "But most of them you can't see." I have little ones on my wrists. But she says, so I went to this funeral over the weekend, and the young lady that had passed away had tattoos, and I had to stand in line for over an hour to get up to the casket to say pay my respects and stuff. And she said, "I noticed that everybody in front of me had tattoos." So I just wondered, does everybody that have tattoos, do they belong to a cult or like a club or something? And I'm just looking at her and I said, "You do realize that that's like saying, are all blondes dumb? Or like, are all fat people lazy?" Okay. And I'm blonde and fat, so I can say that. Anyhow, I was just like, I didn't even know what to say. I just kind of laughed at her. In no way was she trying to be malicious or be rude. Like I said, she's an older woman, and that's just how she was raised. You don't get tattoos. And she proceeded to tell me a story of her nephews that wanted to get tattoos, and their dad said absolutely not. And I said, "Oh, well, yeah, when you're younger or whatever." And I said, "How old are your nephews?" And she said they're 32 and 35, but they would never go against their dad, ever. And I'm like, well, listen. And then she says something about, all those people that have like a whole arm of tattoos. I just think that's so, I don't know, weird or whatever. And I said, my husband has a full sleeve. That's what it's called. It's your own preference. My tattoos all have special meaning to me. I've gotten tattoos, matching ones, this one and one on my other ankle with my children that they've picked. So I don't know. I don't think we all belong to a cult. That's my story for today.